Hello everyone and welcome to a very special edition of the SWW show. It is the year-end wrap-up. It is our first full year-end wrap-up. Yeah, so this is now 18 months. Actually, it's a little bit longer than that, right, of the show? I think it's 18. August.
Is it August? Yeah, that makes sense.
It was August. Yeah, and it's January, so...
Yeah.
And yeah, this has been a weird 2019, at least for me. I don't know about you, Mike. Is a weird year for games.
It's one of those years where it's the obvious end of the cycle year, and like looking back, it's really obvious.
Well, and just on top of that, like I didn't play a lot of new games.
I played some, but I also like moved in the process and stuff, so there's that.
Yeah. Yeah, you moved. I got a job that's much more kind of not prohibitive to playing a ton of games. So, yeah, we're both in the same boat now, where we're kind of like, all right, looking at the new games this year, I think I played 3.
I played more than 3. I know I played like 5 or 6, but like that's over like 12 months. So like it was this weird thing of like I'd go in one for a while and then like jump to it or whatever, or I didn't complete a lot.
I played a lot more live service games.
Right, and I think that's probably what it is. We probably played, I bet you, very similar amounts of games.
Yeah, like I played Destiny, I played Forza, I played Siege, Hitman, Red Dead, GTA. Yeah, like a bunch of these Sea of Thieves games that were released not in 2019, but had content updates throughout 2019. So, yeah. We do have some news.
Yeah. I wrote down the most important news first, AJ. I won Apex Legends. So I'm officially retiring a champion. I have not played the game since.
So you've won Apex, I've won PUBG. So Dan just needs to win a game of Fortnite. We're
good. I like it. But yeah, it was literally like 2 of us were dead, and all of a sudden, like I thought the guy was about to die in a firefight. But then the circle closed in on a building corner, and apparently that's where the enemy was sitting, and he didn't realize it. And it was like the 5th circle. And so the enemy tried to walk out, and obviously he couldn't do it.
Nice. Yeah, it sounds like that's how a lot of people are winning Apex.
Because like when you get a circle that's so small, sometimes it's the luck of the draw when you're in a building scenario.
Yeah, a lot of people are actually winning battle royales now just by playing the circle.
Well, especially because there's a pattern to it, there tends to be. So you kind of at least eyeball where it's heading.
Well, and when you've played enough to know like an idea of where the circle's going to be. Yeah.
Or when you have someone in your team like a Pathfinder who could go in these weird tight corners.
And can also see where the next circle is. That actually might be the best late game.
No, the best combo for the end circle is a Pathfinder and a Lifeline. You could generate health, which would give you the extra tick, which would make you, if you're both blindly surviving a circle.
Yeah, it's funny. Lifeline's really good at the beginning, sucks in mid-game, but then is great end-game.
It is very, which is funny because like it's not a fun character to play because its ult is pointless. I don't think the care package matters that much.
Early game, it's really good.
The issue is you're going to give yourself away early game. That's when there's more people. It tends to be.
But there's also, I mean, anybody that's playing a Lifeline now, at least when I was still playing Apex, everybody that's playing Lifeline the second you get your ult, you drop it.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's just a ton of care packages coming down.
Right, which is your best bet is when that happens. It's when you're
Yeah.
isolated and you're like unknowingly, which happens sometimes, like surrounded by people, and then
Yeah, Lifeline, that's why I said Lifeline becomes pointless mid-game, because everybody's got loot. So you don't need the care package.
and if you get and like a lot of times when you see a care package, what's the first thing you do if you have a sniper? Drop and look where it's heading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet, like, if we're being honest, the best threesome for Apex is Pathfinder, Lifeline, and Watson.
You think Watson?
Well, think about endgame Watson. If you can barricade, doors and stuff like that, even if you just set it up so where, like, there's only one path through the tunnel, and you just barricade that. If somebody's trying to outrun the circle, gets hit by your Watson, whatever you want to call them, tasers, and then that slows them down to get hit by the circle, that's a really good combo.
So I like that, but there's the two wild cards I think you need to talk about in that instead of Watson is Mirage and Gibraltar.
I bet Mirage was really good for solo.
Mirage and solo is great because literally that's how you get so many people because they're so on edge and solo you get people to shoot at it.
Yeah.
Gibraltar I like at the end game because like if you're the one camped in a place, you could just drop a bomb on top of you, and that could be enough sometimes.
Well, and his dome allows you to basically drop ordnance on yourself, get in the dome and survive.
Right, because realistically, by the time they're running to your dome, they're probably gonna get hit by an ordnance or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's probably a good, strong team. There are some pointless characters, and Caustic is good early game, pointless end game.
I feel like Bangalore's just useless.
Yeah, because I was joke saying Bangalore is just a worse Gibraltar at the end of the day.
I mean, the smoke is pretty good.
But like her ult's not as good.
Her ult's a weaker Gibraltar because it lands and then blows up.
Right, so if you would get away from it, with Gibraltar, it's more of it as a drop.
Which I wonder, can you get struck by Bangalore's ult, survive the hit initially, and then blow up?
No, because if you get hit with it, I think you die.
Okay.
I thought it was if you somehow get hit with it, which is hard to do, but
yeah, it would be a nearly impossible.
It's like the care package. If a care package hits you, you're dead.
Yeah, which I love. I love that anything you drop kills you.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's coming from outer space. Like, get rid of this Call of Duty bullshit where the care package just phases through you.
No, Call of Duty kills you. Unless they change that in recent games, they used to kill you.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't kill you.
Oh, it used to.
At least in Modern Warfare, I don't think it does.
Oh.
I remember the best part about Titanfall was always getting the Titan kill from the drop. In fact, there was an achievement for it. It's one of the few achievements I don't have for Titanfall 2.
Disappointed with you.
It's that one, and then beating the top time in the training.
That one takes work. It's not super hard. It just you have to like optimize yourself.
It requires a lot of super twitch skills, which I don't necessarily have in shooters, because I tend to play more, I hate the term realistic when you're playing a game, but realistic shooters where it's slower, it's Battlefield, it's Arma, where you're taking a second to, okay, gotta make sure I line up the shot and think about, drop, and in Arma thinking about, okay, does this guy have just fatigues on? Does he have some sort of armor? is it worth it going for the head? Whereas everybody that plays Call of Duty and Titanfall and everything else, they're just like, well, I just see a body and pull the trigger. And I'm definitely not that type of player.
The other big news I had written down that I think needs to be mentioned before we get into our fun parts is GTA 5 is now on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass the day after it left PS Now.
But like,
so it's just making the rounds.
But no, it's PS Plus.
No, it was on PS Now.
Was it on now too?
Yeah, remember they made a huge deal about God of War, Uncharted, and GTA.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I just think it's a big deal because I don't know how much. I'm really curious how much money that Microsoft's just paying for the stuff they're just chucking on Game Pass because it feels like it's absurd.
Well, they're probably not paying a lot for GTA because there's no way Sony was paying Microsoft money for GTA on
That's
PSO.
True.
So,
but Game Pass, there's at least an expectation something lasts indefinitely, even if it's not always true.
Nothing lasts indefinitely.
That's true, but there's like this general kind of like, well, it's on Game Pass, and no one kind of thinks about the like long term of it being removed.
Yeah.
And just because Game Pass, they've been making this obvious push with continually.
Speaking of stuff not lasting forever, can we talk about the whole Disney Plus fuck up?
Are you talking about Home Alone?
It was a huge list of movies.
I saw Home Alone 1 and 2. I didn't see the other list.
Home Alone 1 and 2, The Sandlot, Pirates on Stranger Tides, I believe.
So what is it then? Do they have different production companies then?
No, they're licensing deals that were set up before Disney Plus was even a thing.
Right, but if they didn't own the movies outright, then that means that's what I'm curious.
Well, they own Pirates.
Right, so that one's real, and I think it's Buena Vista Productions.
And I'm pretty sure they own Sandlot because that was a 20th Century Fox, and so was Home Alone.
So that's what I don't understand then.
Well, what you're not thinking about is companies sign exclusive deals all the time. Mm-hmm. It's why Star Wars is on TNT and nowhere else.
Right.
It's also why Last Jedi isn't on Disney Plus.
Right, but that was a deal to me though. What I understand about that deal is that obviously that deal existed and now it's going to expire and come to Disney.
Yeah.
Plus, what I don't understand is what deal do they have in place that they're allowed to temporarily put this on a service and then have to pull it?
I have a feeling the deal was like, okay, we're going to have an exclusivity deal starting January 1st, 2020. And they signed that back in 2017, probably.
Okay.
I mean, these deals are, years and years in advance.
Right.
I mean, if we want to look at games, look at like, the Tony Hawk games with music.
Mm-hmm.
They have it's like 10 years, I think.
Yeah.
They have 10-year deals.
So that to me, at least to me, why it made more sense is I can pinpoint the thing that is not owned outright, which is the music in those dumb deals, which is what is confusing about the Disney Plus pulling the stuff, especially the Pirates one. It gets to me because the other Pirates aren't being pulled.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's just like they're gonna let the deal lapse, so I think it's a year.
Which is funny because if you're Disney, you probably could go to said company and just be like, "Here's $10 million, the deal's done."
That's what they did with Turner for Star Wars.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So in theory, they could do that if they really cared. So obviously, like Home Alone, they just don't care enough about, which I can't really blame them.
Yeah.
Like we're not talking about Lion King here or Cinderella or something that people will care.
Speaking of those, next year is Mickey Mouse in public domain. Guess what's not going to happen?
Mickey Mouse is not going in the public domain. I'm going to break it to everyone.
No.
I thought it was technically just the Steamboat Willie iteration of him, though, not the current.
Well, it's okay. So here's what's weird, and here's where I think they could get Steamboat Willie in public domain, but keep Mickey Mouse as a trademark.
Right. Well, there's separate things to begin with.
Well, yes and no, because your trademark for Mickey Mouse is based on the character in Steamboat Willie. So there's
Right.
where if Steamboat Willie goes in public domain, then your trademark is null and void because you have a public domain character. It's why a lot of like novels, old novels, can get adapted for TV and movie
Right, because no one owns
because of
them.
public domain. Yeah, and so what that would do is basically upend Disney altogether because then they wouldn't have the exclusivity on Mickey Mouse. What they could do is, if they're smart and they don't want to look like assholes, which I don't think they care about, they trademark Mickey Mouse again, but they make it a different thing. Like, all you need to do is subtly change the character so that it's unique to you. And then trademark that, let Steamboat Willie go into public domain. But then you still have the trademark on Mickey Mouse. And people, especially the Chinese sweatshops that would just pump out the t-shirts, they don't have the legal foresight of, oh, Steamboat Willie is public domain, but Mickey Mouse is still trademarked. They wouldn't realize that it's two different characters.
Well, that's what's weird, because it's technically not, but like we all know there's a visual look difference between the two.
Well, there's a visual quality difference between the two.
Right. And also, I said Steamboat Willie versus Mickey Mouse. Even though they're both called Mickey Mouse, we both have a different image in our head of what each of them means.
Yeah, well, it's also Steamboat Willie is a black and white film, so.
Right. But you kind of had that look until really like the 40s or 50s.
Well, he didn't have the I guess, modern Mickey look until they could put color on. So, Technicolor, which would have been, shit, when did Wizard of Oz come out?
Wizard of Oz is 40s.
Yeah, that would have been the 40s.
But yeah, that's always a scary thing. But also, you've covered Disney wrote the current laws, so Disney's going to write them again.
Yeah, but I think the difference is it will become much harder to pass because, especially since the last time the laws changed, the political culture has gotten much more
right, but you have to account
volatile.
for it's really easy to add like a rider and a bell or something like that. And that's what it's going to probably be. It's not going to be like, oh, here's the Disney bill. It's here's a rider and a bell.
Yeah, here's a politician from Florida that we're bankrolling, and here's Rick Scott. He's a senator, right?
Yeah, he's my senator.
I couldn't remember if he was
no, Rick Scott was
nation senator or if he was a state senator.
No, he was governor of Florida.
Yeah.
Now he's senator of Florida.
Like national senator, right? Not state senator.
No, national senator. Because what it is governors have term limits, so a lot of times the governors of Florida become senators because logistically that just makes sense.
Also, he is one of the largest Medicare scammers out there.
I was about to say, you had another. I was about to say, you had Governor Snyder. That's what you're thinking of.
No, I couldn't remember if Scott went national or state senate.
No, yeah, he went national because that was the infamous, like, there was a recount and everything in 2018.
Yeah, I knew who I was talking about. I just couldn't remember which level he went to.
You know, it's him and Marco Rubio are the senators. Because it's Florida.
Yeah. I could see Disney buying out Rick Scott. Because Rick Scott will listen to anybody that has $1 in their hand.
Yeah, but he also has enough money where you can't be like, well, here's $10.
I mean,
Like, we're talking about a man who, like, personally bankrolled, like, $80 million into his governor campaigns.
we're also talking about a man that scammed Medicare out of $100 million, I think it was. It was something ridiculous. Have you, speaking of Medicare fraud in Florida,
Oh, no.
have you listened to, probably not, the director of Cocaine Cowboys was on the Joe Rogan podcast?
I definitely did not listen to that.
He did the, shoot, what's the name of the movie? The, steroid scandal in baseball. And he did the steroid scandal in baseball, and he used kids
Okay.
to tell the story. He was on JRE and goes into detail about the Medicare fraud, and it's incredible. Just the process that they go through.
Wow. Yeah, no, I did not listen to that one. But yeah, other news I had written down, which I think is fascinating. So WWE released their first people who are joining the Hall of Fame this year.
They did that a while ago.
Right, but
was that in between recordings?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Batista's on that list, because NW's on that list. I just find Batista interesting because, like, until like 2 or 3 years ago, he's like, I will never talk to the WWE ever again. Now he's in the Hall of Fame.
Well, he also came back to do the "Give Me What I Want" Hunter.
That's true. But it's funny because, like, he's one of those wrestlers who's very public, being like, it's like how CM Punk's everywhere now. You're like,
yeah, Where is Mania? Florida. It's in Tampa.
Florida.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I remember.
That makes sense that Batista's going in the Hall of Fame because I think he's from that area.
I think so too. Trust me, that did cross my mind of it's in Florida this year.
Also, another WWE news. Apparently, they're going to start rolling out podcasts.
Not only rolling out podcasts, ex-Giant Bomb employee Dan Riker is going to lead said podcasts.
Well, he's the producer.
No, but you don't think he's producer, and he's also the on-air segment writer for the
New Day.
New Day. Which is funny, because apparently there's an article from 6 months ago where Kofi Kingston said that Dan Riker is writing them, and no one caught that.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, because I think Dan's friends with Kofi, and he's obviously friends with Xavier, but I don't know if he's friends with Biggie. Mainly because I don't see a lot of Biggie outside of New Day.
But it's just absurd, because apparently there's an article that literally was like, yeah, our new writer, Dan Riker, and somehow no one caught that.
I mean, he can do stuff on the side. He's always been doing stuff on the side.
But you know what I'm saying, though? Like, you think people don't, but, like, obviously no, because no one talked about that at all.
Well, I also wonder if it's that original article was like, oh, he's just writing a story. Or, like a segment for the podcast. That wouldn't be out of hand. I mean, WWE's had some celebrity writers.
It's just pretty funny, though, that, like, it's been in the open to some capacity for a while now.
I mean, it makes sense, though, that he's going that direction, because I think he's done everything. He's fulfilled his life's fantasy.
This is literally
in gaming. I don't think he's. Here's the sad thing, right? There wasn't much more he could have done with Giant Bomb.
Well, yeah, because I think that's the Giant Bomb issue. Is once you make a Giant Bomb and you're there, like, we'll say 5, 6, 7 years, so there's people under you, like, you're kind of, and maybe you want to be the rest of your life, but that is kind of like your elevation point.
Yeah. Well, and, like, think about the other guy that came in with him, Jason, A-Striker.
Mm-hmm.
the only reason he hasn't been as volatile as Dan is because he's got a kid. Well, he has multiple, but his other son is your age. And so he's got a young kid at home, and he can't just uproot his family and.
Yeah, so that's my next question. Is Dan moving to Connecticut then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he said that. He in his Twitter thing, he said that he's moving up to Stamford.
That's because I knew WD's out of Connecticut.
Yeah, they're actually out of the same town as ESPN.
That's funny as hell.
They're close. ESPN's technically out of Bristol, but
yeah, but Connecticut's like a decent sized state, but not massive.
Yeah. Well, okay, hold on. Google Maps.
What's Connecticut by end to end? 3-4 hours, maybe.
If that.
If that.
Okay, let's see. Scroll out.
Let's see.
Connecticut is, let me do measure distance. Click on the map.
You know what's absurd about Connecticut? It's the highest per capita of any state.
It's approximately 88 miles across.
That's it?
Yep. And, okay, hold on. There's Stamford. Stamford to New York, as the crow flies, is only 34 miles.
My God. Right, it's by Long Island, isn't it? Kinda. Like, I know there's water, but like... I'm not saying the dumb thing, I meant more like where it is.
Yeah, and then, well... It's directly north of the Bronx.
Where
the fuck is Bristol?
Right, because one of my friends lives in Connecticut, because I was like, I don't remember it being that big.
Yeah, it's not a very big state.
Because I landed in Hartford. He lives in North Connecticut, and one day we took a drive to Boston. So I knew that like it can't be that big.
Yeah, no, it's a fairly small. So okay, there's Bristol. Bristol to. Let me get rid of that one. Well, Bristol to like Lower Manhattan is 90 miles.
So like that's me to like Milwaukee right now.
Yeah, if that.
No, me to Milwaukee, I think it's like 190 miles.
Okay, Stamford. Let me measure distance again. I don't remember where it is. To. Oops. Not you. Get rid of that one. Bristol. There it is. As the crow flies, Bristol. God damn it. Measure distance. Bristol. To. Sometimes I hate Google Maps.
Sometimes? Only sometimes?
It is 53 miles as the crow flies. So it's less than an hour drive. It might be a little longer than an hour drive, but from ESPN to WWE.
New York.
Well, no, it's a WWE headquarters.
Okay.
And then it's another. Bristol to Lower Manhattan is. We'll go there. It is 86 miles as the crow flies.
Ooh.
Because all the ESPN staff that need to get to Lower Manhattan, they just fly in a helicopter. So.
Yeah, are you implying they're not driving through Manhattan?
Or they take a train.
If I was ESPN, I'd be taking a helicopter. That Disney money, take a helicopter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if Disney would want to do that because ESPN's losing money hand over fist.
That's true.
So do you want to let, a company that's losing how many hundreds of millions of dollars in the past 5 years, do you want to give them free reign? Anyway, we are half an hour into this, so we should probably start what will take the length of the episode.
Okay. it's time. So we are doing categories. We're doing game of the year, and then we both have a top 3 for films that we don't know each other's top 3s.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a single game from 2019, probably because I. Let me pull up the list of Wikipedia.
Right. And then for films, do you want to do games first or film first, AJ?
Let's do the games first because we have a bunch of categories for that.
True. So AJ took the reign on some great categories. AJ, would you like to tell the people our fun categories for this year's?
Yeah, let's see. I'm pulling up game releases. We have the most overpowered gun.
No.
We have the old game of the year.
Which I don't know what some of those abbreviations are, so it's gonna be real fun.
We have the hot mess of the year. And we have the biggest surprise.
Whew. Nice. Okay.
I should also add a. Here, I'm gonna add it right now. Games I wished I played.
Is Death Stranding on that list?
Actually, it is going to be. Just because I'm curious about it.
The Death Stranding.
What else? Ace Combat 7. Never did end up playing that for some reason. I like that series, but I never played.
That's on Sony, right? That's PlayStation?
That's on PC as well.
Is it on PC as well? Okay.
Mm-hmm. I think it's finally on PC. This was one of the first ones that was on Xbox as well, right as it released.
Because I knew that was the whole thing with it. I thought it was the VR mode also.
Yeah. Let's see. You can start going over categories as I'm looking at the list of games I wish I played.
For most overpowered guns, brought to you by... What's a gun manufacturer? Because it'd be funnier that way.
Colt or Daniel Defense.
Well, most overpowered gun, brought to you by Colt. Colt, the man's gun. We have Far Cry, the Martian Zapper. Modern Warfare, the M4. Modern Warfare, the 725. Red Dead, the Homing Tomahawk, which I didn't know what the hell that is. I assume this is Battlefield 5.
Yeah.
The anti-material rifle, and Hitman 45.
The 45 handgun. I forget what it's called. I think it's called the Hammer or something like that.
Okay. Old game of the year. AJ? You gotta put these first.
American Truck Simulator.
Okay, American Truck Simulator, and is that European Truck Simulator 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Rainbow Six Siege. Hitman 2. Forza Horizon 4. And Sea of Thieves. For our hottest mess of the year, we have CEO of Gearbox, Randy Pitchford. Outer Worlds / Wilds name confusion. Just Google Stadia. I forgot Uplay Plus existed, so that. The ESA is bad with everyone's data. WWE 2K20. Madden 20 launch, which I actually didn't know was that bad. And then Anthem. For the biggest surprise, Jedi Fallen Order. Apple Arcade is good. Session launches. MLB The Show goes multi-plat in 21. The SWW show, hey, that's us, hosts a panel. And WWE 2K20 Y2K bug. And as for AJ's game he wish he played, we have Hideo Kojima Presents Death Stranding, brought to you by, what's the brand that's everyone there? I think Monster Energy.
Yeah.
Ace Combat 7.
There's a subtitle, but fuck it.
I believe that should say The Division 2. Wolfenstein Youngblood, but he did not put its VR alternative on there, which is very upsetting. and some untitled game about a goose.
Hold on. I'm into December now, so let's see. I'm not gonna put Reach on there because I played it on Xbox. So yeah, that'll be it.
Okay, perfect. I say we start with what is probably a more you category, which is the most overpowered gun.
I don't know. Did you have anything you want to add on here?
No, there'd probably be some Borderlands guns on there, but I don't know the names of those as well.
Well, trust me, like all of these have names, except for the M4 and 725.
The Martian Zapper, because I assume this is Far Cry. Is it New Dawn?
Okay. So Far Cry 5 was part of the Steam Winter Sale,
Right.
and it had a Lost on Mars expansion. I think is what it was called. And so
it had expansion packs. I completely
had
forgot.
3. It had Vietnam, zombies one, and then the Martian one. And so yeah, if you got the edition, the gold edition, which top tip, if you ever want to buy a Ubisoft game,
Get the gold edition.
Wait until like the Steam Winter Sale the next year, or platform of choice seasonal sale, and buy the Ultimate Edition because it'll be roughly half of what the game originally launched at base, and you'll get everything. So they brought in all the Martian guns. I don't know if it's all of them, but there's like 5 or 6 of them. And the Zapper vaporizes people. So I flew through the beginning of that game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly,
the only reason I didn't stick with the Zapper longer is because it's not considered a quiet weapon. And like with all Far Cries, you want to be quiet, otherwise just shit hits the fan. Especially when you're taking over outposts. And yeah, so the Zapper kind of ruined itself because it was a blast to use, but you needed something quiet. As for the Modern Warfare guns, these are the 2 sweaty guns. The M4 is a laser rifle, basically. Very little recoil. Deadly at pretty much every normal Call of Duty map size. I think it's a 725. That's the shotgun that they had issues with. It's a over-under, and you could basically snipe people with it. They've done some patches to it, but apparently it's not that great, or it's still pretty busted. Red Dead has a homing tomahawk,
which I need you to walk me through.
It's just a crafted thing.
So, like, is this online or is this in the game?
It's in the base game. For sure. I don't know if it's also in online.
Can you imagine if it's online?
If it's in online, I imagine it's a super high level unlock. Because it's tough to get in the single player. You have to go find the recipe for it. And it's just exactly what it sounds like. You just lock on in it. You fire it and it hits dudes.
Okay.
The Battlefield anti-material rifle is a sniper rifle. It wastes people and does decent damage against vehicles. And the Hitman 45 is the only gun in Hitman that pierces a body.
It's the only one?
Well, they've added some since... So this is a gun from original Hitman.
That's what I thought.
Like 2016 Hitman.
Okay.
I didn't put 2 on there because at this point it's just Hitman for me. Um, yeah, it can get, I think, 3 people, and it's loud as hell. So it is the perfect gun for when shit hits the fan. You just pull it out and blast.
Nice. So then, AJ, which TU is the most overpowered gun?
I mean, of the ones I've used, it's definitely the Zapper. So, top 3.
Because to me,
we're bold on that one.
I feel like looking at this list, everything else, well, it's the Zapper and the Tomahawk on face value seem the most absurd. And just
Well,
the idea
the thing of it is, like,
Zapper.
the Tomahawk is absurd, but it's also like, unless you're really good at it, then it gets super overpowered.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a throwable. So if you're not just constantly, the second it leaves Arthur Morgan's hand, left trigger, right trigger, it gets a little, you can get overwhelmed.
So you think it just takes too much work to be the true overpowered guy?
Yeah, it takes skill to be overpowered.
Okay.
So I don't think it makes the top 3.
And I feel like the other ones just feel like normal weapons. That's my problem with the other ones.
I should say the 7
strong weapons, but normal.
Yeah, the Modern Warfare guns, I should say these are pre-patch. So like these are launch versions of them, because they were ridiculous at launch. But if we want to take it as it stands today, in January, they don't make the cut either. So that leaves us with the Hitman 2 45 and the Battlefield 5 anti-material rifle,
rounding up the top 3
as the only 2 guns that you could go play the games today, and they would still just be ridiculous.
Okay.
And definitely the winner is the Zapper, because it's just
the Zapper.
It's the Zapper. It doesn't have ammo, it's just got a charge bar. And it's got a decent charge.
How do you feel about that game? Because I always feel like that too. When you have a charge bar and inherently your gun feels stronger.
I mean, if you just stick to like the base guns in Far Cry 5, it feels like a Far Cry game. The second you start bringing in the DLC stuff, it gets a little interesting.
Okay.
So, yeah. I mean, the Zapper is definitely the most overpowered gun in this category.
Nice. Okay. So let's jump then. The old game of the year. AJ?
Do you have anything to add to this?
No, because my argument would have been something like Apex, but that's this year.
That launched this year.
That's the thing, yeah. So I gotta ask you though, explain to me why 2 truck simulators deserve to be on this list.
I just put the 2 because they're 2 separate things. They're effectively one game. Like, if we're being honest. So I would say American Truck Simulator over Euro 2, just because it's newer. And I've put more time into it than Euro. Let's see, what am I standing at right now? Oh, my Euro truck time got reset.
Oh.
I'm bummed, because I think I had like 40 hours in that pre-2018. And then ATS, I'm at 24 in 2019. And I'm only at 3 in Euro.
Tisk. So I've got to ask though, so what does So, like, to me, part of the old games of the year tend to inherently be some level of live or whatever.
Yeah.
So, what is live about these Truck Simulator games? Is it just DLC still comes out for them? Does it change stuff?
It's DLC stuff. So, like, if we're just using ATS, they have launched. Let me pull up the DLC page. 2018, 2017. Let's see. Go by release date. They have launched the state of Washington, their forest machinery update, and Utah as their big expansions for 2019.
Okay.
They also have 2 paint job packs. Which I don't consider cosmetic DLC to be anything. It obviously takes time, but
it just exists more to you, more than saying the quality of the continuing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then ETS2.
So,
let's see. DLC install.
You next have on this list have Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah. Hold on one sec. Road to the Black Sea. The Goodyear Tires Pack. And that's it.
Okay.
For ETS. They have a couple, again, paint job packs, and they have a tuning pack for the one of the Mercedes trucks, but that's just accessories. Yeah, so we can probably take. We're not going to consider ETS 2. We'll consider ATS.
It is being wiped from the list. I approve of the wipe. Hear ye, it is confirmed. Next on this list, Rainbow Six Siege. So this is 2016. Is that when this came out originally?
I believe so.
So this game is, I'm going to nicely say, the game that won't die. I'm not saying it should, but it totally is the, like, on paper, this thing shouldn't be as popular as it is, even though it is to this day.
Yeah.
Are they still doing a lot to it, or is it just more of a game that still exists?
Let's see. Let me pull up. I just uninstalled it recently because it's like 80 gigs now.
Woo.
And since I switched to all SSDs, I lost about 3 terabytes worth of storage. So let's see. Store page. Be great if Steam worked every time. Let's go. Browse all content. They had the year 4 pass at the very end of 2018, but that leads into 2019.
Okay.
And with that, that's a year of Siege. That's what they've always done. So it's 8 new operators. I believe it's 3 expansions for year 4.
Okay.
Here, I'll pull up their official site. They're on Shifting Tides right now. That's the latest expansion. Let me see. Game into seasons. Year 4 started with Burnt Horizon, which was Gridlock and Mozzie. Then they went to Phantom Sight, which was Knock and Warden. Ember Rise, which was Amaru and Goyo. And Shifting Tides with Kali and Wamai.
So at this point, this is what gets weird to me is because there's so much to Siege when you pick it up.
Yeah.
And this is, I think, one of the things we talk about on these old games is this idea of you pick them up, and it quickly becomes, is it usable for a new player?
With Siege, it still is because they don't charge for maps. So the only thing you're going to be missing out on is operators.
Okay. Are they balanced correctly, though, to do that?
Yeah, every time they release a season update, they go through and balance everybody.
Okay.
So, I mean, you can still play Siege with base characters.
And it's still at least a viable experience.
And, yeah.
Okay. That's like the notorious, like, obviously the example I always point to is like trading cards where they build it so it's not viable, then use your base packs realistically for everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's Rainbow Six Siege. The next one is Hitman 2, which I think the Hitmans, all of the Hitmans. Let's call it the Hitman platform, if we're being honest.
At this point, yeah.
I think Hitman 2 to me is interesting because for the obvious reason of making everything playable from Hitman 1. And then I like how, like, I think it's every like month or two now we get like a new thing for it on top of elusive targets, but like a new map or a new mode or.
Well, they haven't done a new map since the bank.
But they did one.
Or they did the island. Sorry.
Yeah, because the islands were like October, I thought, or whatever.
Yeah.
So. But it is shocking to me how much they are supporting this live game that they're not at least getting continuing revenue from. Because they're continuing revenue at this point is new people buying it. It's not like transactions in game.
Let me pull up their.
Because I have the season pass for it, and that's like once you buy it, you're set.
Yeah, the expansion pass, which is done.
Right, that was the last thing I thought.
Let's see. Yeah, there's no upcoming releases. What do they have? Nothing. There's no like coins or in-game currency.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I find interesting because like, and again, it's a great game. It's not that it's obviously they're building Hitman 3 at this point. But like the elusive targets, even though they're recycling on them, still aren't free for them to put an engineer on to make sure it works, to make sure it doesn't break. That still costs money.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like a lot of ways where you have like old multiplayer games on where you just kind of make sure they don't break. They're actively like changing stuff still.
Here's the weird thing: the expansions aren't listed for sale.
It is weird as hell.
New York is, but I'm not seeing.
I'm also going to say too, the bank is their best expansion.
Let's see. Yeah, let me go list. Browse. I think the only way to get the bank and the island is through the expansion pass.
Wow.
Because I'm not seeing them as listed DLC. Can I? Let's see. Yeah, I can't even click on them to see, like their release page.
See, that to me is interesting. But again, it's Hitman 3 is coming out. I assume they're still partnered with Warner Brothers for it. Because that's who did Hitman 2.
Yeah. Maybe because it's kind of them. Like Warner only
They don't have
published.
to. I'm not saying they have to, but I meant from a physical release point of view. If you tend to release it physical at all, you probably have a publisher because that overhead is absurd.
Yeah.
And realistically, you probably want to do a physical release still of some capacity.
Yeah.
To get people you didn't have yet. Which I think is also going to be a very interesting trend. I think, side note to watch over the next couple of years is when is the first AAA game to not do a physical release?
It could very well be the next Hitman.
It could be, but I'm very curious to see because one of them is going to buckle and say that we're just not doing it because it's not worth it. I'm very curious to see who's going to be the big boy who does that. Like, can a Call of Duty do it, or can a FIFA do it?
FIFA, no, because they're still huge in Europe with physical.
But hear me out, and I agree with you. But considering at this point the bulk of their revenue is all digital, that means that's what gets weird. Also, because it's FIFA.
Yeah. I mean, FIFA could easily do it with, like, if they wanted to just, like, spin off Ultimate Team.
Mm-hmm.
They could do that.
That would be something. Okay. But next game here, and this is the game I don't know again. Forza Horizon 4.
Yep. No new updates. No new expansions, I don't think.
This is still the most recent Forza, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was clarifying. It's not.
Yeah, they took a year off.
That's what I thought so.
So, yeah, it's Forza.
Okay.
I guess the big thing is that they signed a deal with Toyota to bring Toyota back.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Okay. And lastly, you have Sea of Thieves.
Yep.
Which is the Rare game.
Yes.
So obviously they've been changing a lot in this game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask the question because this is the thing that wasn't very clear at the beginning. Is this game fun?
It can be.
Is there progression in this game at all?
Yes.
Okay, because I remember that was one of the problems originally. Is it felt like there was no sense of progression.
Yeah. So there's factions that you do deliveries for, or you pick up stuff for them, and you build your your rank with them. And through that you unlock. It's just skins basically. So there's no you're not going to get overpowered because you went hard on gold hoarders.
Okay.
It's just skins for the base weapons, which I think is a smart way to do it, because the last thing you want is people that play Sea of Thieves, since it's launched in 2016, and they're, pirate masters, and, they've got snipers that can hit you from halfway across the map. You don't want that. There's no difference between the weapons.
See, I almost wonder if that's probably one of my problem with that is I feel like you don't gain anything. Cause it's not even it's other games you don't gain much and there's a skill tied to it. It's you just kind of go exploring.
Well, you go explore, it's a PvEVP.
Right.
So it's not only the environment that you're facing off against, it's the other players. They can do whatever they want. And there are story things to do. They launched the, I don't even know what it's officially called, the, Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. Sea of the Thieves.
what is it called? They're like adventures.
Mm.
Let's see. They added the microtransactions. So they added pets. So there is a monkey or a parrot that you can buy. Yeah, they just say a story component. Also, one most disappointing on the 2018 Giant Bomb Awards, which I find hilarious.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's just been, kind of chugging along.
It just kind of exists.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
So,
much like the other 5 games.
I feel like, if I'm being honest, based on my knowledge of all these games, I think the answer to this list should be Siege.
Siege is one of them for sure.
Because, like, to me, looking at this list, I think the fight is... So I think Siege and Hitman are, like, the true fight for number 1.
Yeah.
And I think it's Siege just because, like, I think we could tangibly look and go, that game is growing from its response of it. It is still always ranked as one of the top played games on any streaming service. The public response to the game is continually positive if they've won, or at least the even Hitman. I feel like I've seen like the negative this or like something where it's backfired, or even our confusion with like how the season pass is working.
Yeah.
I think leads to some more negative responses from it.
For sure. So Siege is the winner of the old game of the year, followed closely by Hitman 2, and then I just threw ATS on there because it was the first one.
Nah, I'm fine with that. Now,
I feel like that third slot was very much like...
It is, but I think ATS, at least, you heroed it enough, or it's like has continual support in some capacity.
Yeah.
Now, it is time for the hottest mess of the year. I'm going to put it on the spot here. I'm just going to, before we discuss it, I assume our top 3 in no particular order is going to be Randy Pitchford is going to be there, Outer Wilds, and Stadia. But I'm going to read the rest of the list because let's continue. We have
okay, hold on. Should we say hottest mess being just 2019? Because there's something on this list that the mess got even hotter, but it wasn't until 2020.
If we're referring to WWE, I think it should stay on this.
Well, no, just like if we take that into consideration,
the Y2K bug has to be in consideration. I'm sorry, it is part of this mess.
Then I think 2K20 wins. Like 2K literally broke their game.
So, like, just to clarify, it has a Y2K bug in there that broke the game because they didn't account for the change of the decade.
Yeah.
Which, like, how?
Well, judging by the state that game is in, doesn't surprise me.
But understanding the back end of games, I don't understand how that happened. Like, I genuinely don't. You must have had a programmer so lazy they couldn't type in and so you know how, like, a lot of things shorthand, like 2000 and then there's 2 zeros at the end. They must have did 2001 and then had 1 digit at the end.
Yeah, maybe.
And probably the server check when it jumped back to 2010 was pre the launch date, so all the servers went offline. Yeah. You know, most servers go online like a couple days before launch or whatever.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was. Okay, but I'm going to go through this list just so we can appreciate everything that is wrong with the last year.
Well, we also have a hot mess on here that I added as we were talking earlier. And I think
we'll get there.
I think that's a contender for being in the top 3.
Okay, so let me start from the top of this list. We have Mr. Randy Pitchford and his magical, what was his exact quote? Magically and thrilling thumb drive. But he had a quote like that. It was some.
Yeah.
It was some. Oh, who's the
We've-
magical squirting thumb drive?
We've talked enough about Randy Pitchford.
Next, you have the Outer Worlds / Outer Wilds name confusion, which launched within 2 weeks of each other.
Yeah.
Which is it's not like they launched at other ends of the years. They launched next to each other.
Their press cycles were at the same time.
Which, for the record, obviously I played Outer Worlds and liked it. Literally, I got confused when Outer Wilds launched. Which meant everyone else got confused in the general public.
Yeah.
Next, we have Google Stadia, which should have been delayed by an entire year, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
And I think the Google Stadia part, jumping back to Randy Pitchford, is their version of Borderlands 3 is the launch version.
And it still hasn't updated?
No, so they said it's going to be always updated like 3 to 4 months behind.
I can't imagine it takes, that much more.
I thought the whole point of Stadia was I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
That's what blows my mind is, because their whole pitch in Stadia was it just works to developers.
Yeah, you just put it on the platform and it works.
So obviously it doesn't.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Uplay Plus, did that launch this year?
Yep.
No, it didn't.
Yep. It launched with Breakpoint, I thought.
I swear to God, I didn't think it launched this year.
Let's see. Uplay Plus. sites-us_Ubisoft-site.
I honestly didn't think it launched this year.
$15 a month. New releases.
Do they release enough games to make it worth it?
Okay, let's see. List of games included with Uplay. Is it... I don't want a video. I want the list. Here's the hottest mess. It's Ubisoft in general. Holy shit.
That just might have raised his listing on the site when you just said that you can't find a list of the games on it.
So they've got this fancy, how does it work? And then learn more about Uplay Plus. That's a video. List of games included with Uplay Plus. Doesn't that sound like you should be able to click on it and it's just a list?
Just be like a giant list. Or here's our best games on there.
List
it says access 100 plus PC games.
I just Googled list. I'm done.
Okay. Let's see. Most popular games. Oh, this is a real service. I forgot this is a real service.
They've got the Anno games. They've got
all of Assassin's Creed.
All of the ACs. 112
BGE. Games, I found it.
Surprisingly, they don't have original Far Cry, but they have everything else.
Hey, AJ, they have Uno on this. Why didn't you tell me?
They have all of the Might and Magic games.
Yeah, all Assassin's Creed, all Might and Magic.
All Prince of Persia, all Silent Hunter.
So, it looks, for record, just because they have a giant back catalog makes it look not atrocious. I just feel like it'd be a subscription I'd do for 2 months and drop it.
Yeah.
It actually, objectively, I don't know if this looks... The cost is bad, but the actual service itself doesn't feel atrocious.
For $15, I might get it for a month to play Legion.
My issue is, for $15, I can buy most of these on GOG or a Steam sale that I'd want to play.
Oh, yeah. No, I would say, this is a service that I would, subscribe for a month.
I would subscribe for the discounts, probably. Yeah. Hear me out. Already feels like looking at the service, I don't think it's the hottest mess. Bad PR, not the hottest mess.
I mean, their website's a hot mess.
Okay, yeah, but comparatively, as we're about to get to,
yeah.
Considering the ESA leaked every single E3 attendance information for apparently the third year in a row.
So I thought the latest one was just the
media. But know what blows my mind is you can see it for 3 years in a row that existed. It just leave there. 3 years. And apparently people told them about it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Next one, we have WWE 2K20, brought to you by Visual Concepts. Visual Concepts, by all accounts, are a fine studio, just not a fine wrestling studio.
They're a fine studio. They're great at NBA 2K.
Right. Not a good wrestling studio.
Yeah.
Like,
we should put Hottest Mess 2K firing Ukes.
Not just 2K firing Ukes. The Y2K bug. Or I like the videos of like wrestlers just doing entrances and then just teleporting back to restart their entrances. In fact, WWE 2K has always been a hot mess. It's just been playable in prior years.
Oh yeah, it's always been since 2K took over. There has yet to be a good wrestling game.
But there have been some years where I think it's playable.
Yeah, they're all playable. They're just not good.
No, this year's not playable.
That's what I meant. Up until this year, they've been playable. They're just not good.
Okay, then I got to ask you about the next one. What's wrong with Madden 20?
Well, it was specifically the launch. Now, I don't know if it was the same way on a console, but this is the let's see. It is the let me go A to Z. Oh, good God, the Origin store takes forever to load. It's at least the third, if not the fourth, Madden they've put on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm at D. Now I'm in all the Dragon Age. There's FIFA. G. H. We're getting somewhere, people. I. K. L. M. Okay. 19 and 20, so this is only I thought they had 18. Maybe not. So this is the second Madden they've put on PC.
Okay.
And it was playable at launch in that you could start and finish a game. Excuse me. If you were on offense, you could reliably get 3 face mask calls every drive because the tackling animations were so broken that anytime a guy went to dive for a player, it became a face mask. It would then bite you in the ass when you were on defense, and the same thing happened to you. The camera would just freak out. So I guess it was a hot mess in the sense that, like, this is Madden. This shouldn't be happening.
Mm-hmm.
There's more of like an expectation of quality. Because Madden 19 worked. And for some reason, I still run into some weird camera issues on 20. Like, you would just all of a sudden have no control over the camera, and it would be like a weird like an angle that they would use during a timeout.
Mm-hmm.
But you were playing from that angle, so unless you called a timeout, you had no chance. So you would constantly burn through timeouts when the camera was busted. And then once you called the timeout, it would reset and work. But so there were always fixes to the problems. It was just annoying that, you know, Madden is I'd say a tentpole, you know, for the year.
He just describes it. And lastly, the mess that my hopefully not be the death nail in BioWare known as Mass Effect Andromeda. Oh, my bad, Anthem.
So Anthem not only crashed and burned literally, it took a studio down with them. It potentially took a publisher down with them because EA has not been the same since Anthem launched.
EA is only on this list twice, I want to point out. We're 2K. So 2K is on this list twice? No, 2K is on this list three times.
2K's on this list twice.
No, they're on this 3 times.
2K20.
Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
Randy Pitchford.
I wouldn't consider 2K. 2K had nothing to do with the Randy Pitchford mess.
But I'm just tying them because Borderlands is so intimately tied to them.
Yeah. I think Randy Pitchford dragged 2K into this list with the misappropriation of funds, but 2K had nothing to do with that.
It's not a 2K direct fault. It's more at that point the deal is signed and like.
Yeah, I'd say they're only on this list twice. So EA is on this list twice.
On Edgeworth, yeah.
EA is on this list twice. 2K is on this list twice. Google's on this list
once. Ubisoft's on this list once, and ESA is on this list once.
And a fucking idiot's on this list.
So yeah, Anthem. This is the problem. I think when you got to the end of this list, it's bad. It's a pointless game, but it doesn't feel as bad as the rest of the things on this list. Again.
So do we just want to scratch out the bottom 2?
I think we scratch out the bottom 2. I don't think UPay Plus truly deserves to be on this list.
Because
it's bad PR. I think we both agree it's too expensive. It's bad PR, but I don't think it's a true mess. It's just not great.
I mean, the only person that I've heard use it is Matt Rory because he's a Ubisoft. I'm not gonna say fanboy. He just likes to play all their games.
But again,
but he had nothing bad to say about the Plus experience.
It just probably costs too much.
Yeah, and like, if you think about it, like, you play right into a hard point where, okay, Plus is gonna launch on this day with Breakpoint. Breakpoint got delayed a month.
Also, Breakpoint just wasn't good. Probably didn't help it, too.
Yeah. So, their flagship game they're launching with gets delayed, and then once it finally releases, is not good. Like,
the reason I also
Uplay Plus, I think, is the only reason I put it on this list is because it's not their fault, but it is the overall company's fault.
But like, also my thing with Uplay Plus, and this is where I think it's too expensive, is I think on a good year there are 2 Ubisoft games I want to play, and an average year there's like 0-1.
Yeah,
and that's why I think it's not worth it. But I think it's back catalog is there. The service looks like it functioned. Bad website again, but like I don't know if I'd say that's a hottest mess thing as much as it's not good design.
Yeah.
So now we have this 5. I think the winner is Randy Pitchford.
Yeah, I mean, if we're being real, the Outer Worlds, Outer Wilds thing,
it's bad marketing. But again, it's once you both figure out you both exist, you're not changing your names.
Yeah. So I feel like we can take it off the list. It just needed to be talked about. Like,
that's true. Now there's 4 people. I think Pitchford's the true winner, for obvious long-term legal reasons.
Well, there's 2 on this list that are in a lawsuit.
I think ESA is the runner-up.
So we're going to put ESA for sure in bold. Because
I think Pitchford, I think they're both in bold.
Yeah.
Now, Stadia versus WWE 2K20.
Well, also, okay, hold on. So to explain to people, because they can't see our list, I put on the thing, the top 3 are in bold, so when we say something's in bold, that means it's top 3.
Right, and then highlighted to us was when we say it, just for my notes. I think that WWE 2K20 might be a hotter mess, because I think Stadia is bad, is a relative hot mess, but to me it's the equivalent of like a bad service, like the Ouya service was bad. And like I bet you in a year it won't be a thing that's still bad. Where like WTK, the question becomes like, can they make another game?
And that's the thing, right? Like Stadia
works. Stadia physically works.
Yes, Stadia works.
That's why I don't think
it's a little rough. Like, also, it's a very limited launch in 2019.
Right, but at the end of the day, if I can play a game on Stadia and it works, and that's where I think that matters.
So do we say Stadia? Stadia misses this list
by a hair.
Well, I was going to say a hair, but it missed this list by a hair until probably a week ago, or and not even a week.
Sure, I think. Yeah, and then it got knocked off this.
And then 2K20 was like, "Oh, it's my time to shine."
2K20 tried to slam it into the ring, but instead teleported out of the ring.
2K20 is on this list.
I think Randy Pitchford is the biggest, hottest mess of the year.
Yeah, well, okay. So let's go over our three. We have Randy Pitchford, which
it's not. It's not WWE. The hottest mess is not WWE.
Like, at worst, that killed a franchise for a couple of years.
Right.
Randy Pitchford.
You're the WWE. You could walk to someone else and say, make a game, which you get out of the contract.
Randy Pitchford is just like, he made his company look like nobody wants to work there. Like, if that's your boss, or like the guy that's running your company is frolicking around a medieval times with business documents and squirting porn on a flash drive, and then just
flash drive
leaves it there.
Can you at least have 2 flash drives?
Yeah.
One of them for your business, one of them for pleasure.
Exactly.
That's all we ask. And put password on the business one.
Or just not take that out.
Okay, but hear me out. Like if there's a world, at least encrypt it. At least encrypt it.
Yeah.
If you for some reason it's going to be with you, it's not that hard. Hit the right button, right click, put password protect, type in a password. Like, do that extra step is all we're really asking of you at a fundamental level. Who else asks you not to be a dipshit? But like for that one specifically.
Well, and I think it's also like his mess is not just in 2019. There's reports of him like, "Hey, you want to see this video?" Like,
oh, that's true.
The dude that runs a company.
2019.
Yeah, the dude that runs a fairly successful.
I would argue it is the second biggest independent developer.
Yes, but only because they have the backing of 2K.
But no, they're a publisher also though. Like I think Gearbox is a sizable team with, I think it's 3 or 4 teams at this point. Also,
but like if
developer is Bungie.
Yeah, if you take away 2K, is Gearbox what it is? Probably not.
No, but Gearbox, I think without 2K, is still a standalone studio that could survive decently well at this point.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. If it was, but I mean more of like if they never had 2K.
Oh yeah, but if Bungie never had Microsoft or Activision, they wouldn't be right now too. So that's why I think that's a loaded statement.
I don't know, man. Like the Bungie stuff pre-Halo,
Microsoft, Bungie was like nothing.
Well, they were just PC. That was the problem.
Well, they were Mac, actually.
Well,
that was the problem.
If we're being honest, they were Mac. They also did some PC stuff, but that was just like that was a platform people didn't really. I mean, yes, they gamed on computers, but that was not where any audience of size was.
And so based on that standards, then yes, I agree. 2K helped make Gearbox. But I'm saying that the Gearbox of today, if some reason they lost 2K forever, I think would still be able to at some point, every couple years, release a AAA-ish game of quality that would sell. Like they are the publisher for that Greedfall game that was announced during the Game Awards. That's the PS5 new game, and they're the sole publisher on that game that looks AAA.
I mean, looks can be deceiving.
But you get what I'm saying, though. Like from a standard point of view of what we define as AAA, they have the money to make that.
Yeah.
That's what I would refer to on that one. But yes, it is. I think it's Mr. Pitchford.
Over the fact that ESA basically allowed every internet troll out there to go after, journos that they don't like.
So this is where it gets weird, because I almost feel that from the way people talked about it point of view is, people talked about the E3 thing when it happened and just stopped talking about it.
Well, I think there's a suit going on. That's why a lot of people can't talk about it.
Came out though. None of them are talking about like boycotting E3 though, and that's what's absurd to me.
Well, we're also the furthest you can be basically away from.
But at this
E3
point, E3 plans are being made, and like,
if you're a big company,
if you're Kotaku at this point, you'd be like, no, we're not doing it, and you could say a statement now, even if you're in that lawsuit, and just release a small statement.
I also think like the reason we're not hearing anything is because it's the holidays right now. Like, we might see something later in January.
Right, because I'm very curious. Because like obviously, I think some YouTubers won't go, but I'm curious to see what do the big outlets do.
Yeah. Was Kotaku part of it? Because I know like the reason Giant Bomb wasn't was they were exhibitors through GameSpot.
I thought GameSpot was the only thing on the show floor. I thought that was that. I don't think IGN was on the show floor.
Okay.
I really think GameStop is the only stage left.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if there were others.
No,
there used to be.
But I think just because money wise, it made more sense for them to go off site, is what my understanding was.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's just a bad situation. Like, if we're being honest, Randy Pitchford really only affected himself.
Right, but like the magnitude of what we're talking about, like the $10 million bonus, or we're talking about the like accused of assaulting people, or the lawyer countersuing. Also,
the accusations of there being underage women at his sex dungeon parties.
Which hear me out though, that's the one I don't like talking about, because I feel like that has the least corroborating evidence.
Oh yes, definitely, but. And also, that was an accusation.
Crimes, that is the highest ranking of crimes. And like, to me, I feel like at least I would feel more comfortable saying that if there was more evidence backing that one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying it didn't happen or it did happen. I'm just saying I don't feel like there's enough evidence to concretely say.
Well, just the fact that got attached to this, because like everything else is, I'm not going to say understandable, but acceptable.
But everything else is a misdemeanor crime at worst, realistically.
Yeah.
In some capacity. Nothing else.
It's the misdemeanor, or it's like
felony.
Yeah, it's a misdemeanor, or dude, you're just an idiot. Like,
right, like the contract thing. Maybe they have a thing in their contract with 2K that you might lose a couple $1 million, but it's not the same as.
Yeah. A potential federal charge, especially now with. The man that didn't kill himself, and
I was told he killed himself. Side note: have you noticed how every one of Kevin Spacey's accusers have been dying?
Yes.
Which is terrifying.
A little too convenient, we'll say.
Also, I also appreciate how all of Papa John's competitors are dying too.
Competitors?
All of the owners of the different pizza chains have been reported dead over the last couple weeks.
Like who?
Like not the big ones, like some of the medium-sized ones. They're like, yeah, an old owner has died. Who knows? It's like, oh, very interesting stuff happening.
Let's see. Happy Joe Witty. Well, okay, the Domino's one was the UK CFO.
I know, but it's just funny that Papa John's guy gets in trouble and then.
During a family vacation. No, stop CNN. Doesn't say anything about what happened. But it was an accident, is what they said.
But no, the Kevin Spacey one, I think, is the one that's truly.
The Kevin Spacey one is a little too convenient because he's also attached to the Epstein.
But and also it's been like 4 or 5 like high-ranking people, and you're like, oh, that's
It's too convenient, yeah.
That's too convenient. So, are you accepting of Randy Pitchford as the hottest mess, or do you feel like you need to fight for the E3?
I mean, I feel like if we're being honest, the E3 one affected more people. And has a lasting, like, there were people that potentially had to, like, uproot where they were living,
Mm-hmm.
you know, change everything, change phone numbers, change addresses, change emails, like, people that basically had to start a new life because of that.
So, I think I'm willing to give it that one. I think we both agree, though, that a little bit of issue. We both agree it's not WWE.
I mean, WWE is just a hilarious, like, of course. Of course, it just breaks.
If I told you a couple years ago that secretly Ukes was the team holding it together, and they were the glue that made it work at all, no one would have believed me.
Oh, everyone would have believed you because they were the only. They're the team that 2K bought from THQ. Ukes was the team that was making the THQ games. They made all the games back in the 90s. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the whole visual concepts thing was more to bring in, like.
You know why they're called visual concepts? They were their art team.
Yeah. They're just an art team that has some really cool tech.
And it's over time it's changed, but in foundation it was an art team.
Yeah.
God,
well, and that
give it to
as far as I know, that was still their position with the 2K, the NBA 2K games.
I thought they've been taking more control over that, but I think you're right mostly.
Well, until recently, they were basically just the art team. They had like a back end team that was pretty quiet about the development side of it.
Mm-hmm. But yes, give it to ESA. Next, we have our biggest surprise of the year. We have on this list Jedi Fallen Order. Apple Arcade is good.
Question mark. I didn't put it on there, but Apple Arcade is good.
It's fine. Session launches. MLB The Show goes multiplayer in 21. We host a panel. And again, the Y2K bug. Immediately, I feel like we need to scratch Session.
Okay.
Because, like, it launched. I feel like no one talked about it.
Do you know what Session is?
Yeah, the skateboarding game.
Yes. Do you know why it's a surprise that it launched?
There was something with the development?
It was a Kickstarter game.
Oh, okay.
And Kickstarter games never launch.
But like I feel like when it was really like talked about for like a hot minute and then it just went away.
Yeah. It's more of a surprise of like, oh, they actually did, they did it. Like,
yeah, I think it's worthy of mentioning it, but I don't think it's. I think one of the 3 that has to be on here is Apple Arcade.
Okay.
Because I think it's surprisingly functional, surprisingly good, not a bad price point. Android had to copy it and it couldn't do it as well immediately after how well it was received.
Yeah.
I think that was a good sign of it was functioning when Android copied it 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
I feel like the Y2K bug needs to be on this list. Because, like, how?
Oh, definitely. Like
how?
Yeah.
Like, I can't even process that.
It's one of the 3 hottest messes of the year.
And, like, if I would have told you that one of the bug we're talking about is a decade transitional bug equivalent to Y2K, you'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Because especially it sounds like it's widespread. This is the only game reporting this bug. Not even other 2K games have this bug.
Yeah.
Like, if other 2K games had it, I could at least be like, oh, okay. It's a 2K.
It's just some weird 2K backend thing. Yeah, but no.
But it's not. It's the one game. It's not like Borderlands 3 also stopped working.
Yeah. Well, that's, I would say, more of NBA 2K20 because that would directly be.
But there are other 2K games in here. The whole point, though, is no other 2K is reporting this.
Yeah.
GTA is not reporting this. Red Dead's not reporting this.
I mean, those are on their own servers. Like, I get it. Like,
same idea.
It's 2K, like, technically for
that's why it's
Rockstar.
A Y2K bug.
Well, haha, very funny. Actually, do you know why 2K is called 2K?
Because it was the year 2000.
It was NFL 2000.
Okay, but it's still funny that like it's Y2K.
So 2K Studios spun off from the team that made NFL 2000.
Here's my current pitch, by the way. You could disagree if you want.
I'm fine with those two.
Okay,
the thing of it is, like,
feel?
We have 3. Like, yes, haha, funny. I put us in there as hosting a panel.
Yeah, I don't think that is. I think it's fun talking about it, but I don't think it's as there.
It's a funny joke. Jedi Fallen Order being good. I think it's more of like, not only is it good, it's a Star Wars Dark Souls game.
It's that, but I feel like the surprising part of it is that the team behind Titanfall and Apex made a notch shooter that's really good. But I also think it's not that surprising because that's a really good team.
Yeah. I mean, arguably, yes, the Y2K bug is hilarious and a huge surprise. If I had told you at the beginning, like a year ago, January 4th, 2019, that MLB The Show, which has been the only MLB game really since
they lost
2007 or 8?
Yeah, the kids one or whatever that was. Yeah.
Well, they had the 2K games, but like the kids ones were MLB Studios, which
right.
That studio sucks. The only game really, like, if we're being honest, one of the reasons that PlayStation is successful.
I don't know if I'd put it that strong. I'd put it's the only reason that San Diego. I'd say that.
Well, I mean, like, you hear about the show, and like baseball fans, fans have a PS4 because of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they may also have an Xbox, but the reason that there's a PS4 in their house is because of the show.
I'll give you that. And yeah, I think I agree with you. I think that is the biggest surprise there.
Like, not only the fact that it's going to Xbox, but also the fact that it's going to the Switch.
Right, and that's the one that's interesting.
I think is the more surprising part. Because, like, yeah, okay, the writing on the wall was there for it to go to Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
It just never happened because Sony never saw a reason for it. I have to imagine the only reason it's going multi-platform is because the MLB was like, okay, look, here's the deal. One of those situations. Like, if you still want the license, you guys can still make the game.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to, of the big 3, MLB is the furthest in the dark in terms of, like, the big 3 sports, being basketball, football, and baseball. They're the one that's most in the dark and the most, in the last millennium. And they're slowly, but they're getting to, the social media levels of like an NFL and an NBA.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely making steps to. They know they're a dying breed, so they need to do everything they can.
Something.
Yeah.
Okay. I will.
Yeah.
I think I agree. It is the most, and then the rounding up was the Y2K, and then Apple Arcade, which is shockingly good.
And now on to games I wish I played. I mainly put this category on here for me. I don't know if you have anything you want to...
I don't think this is going to be a top 3 thing. I think it's more of a...
Games I wish I played this year. Death Stranding. I'm going to play it in July.
Brought to you by Monster Energy, don't forget.
Yeah. Whenever Death Stranding comes out on PC. Solely because I want to see that game at its absolute best. Visually. Okay. Because Metal Gear Solid 5 is a amazing looking game.
And then I assume Ace Combat 7 also you want to visually...
Well, it's out on PC. I just never played it for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. I think it's an Epic, or it was an Epic exclusive.
Yeah, I think so.
And so a lot of like the Epic exclusive, there's another one on here. Actually, I think there's another 2 on here.
Division 2 is one of them, isn't it?
No.
Oh, it was UK
it launched,
also, but
it launched Steam, on, but then it came to Steam. Like, I knew of Division. You know, everything that was an Epic exclusive, I just kind of was like, oh, I'll eventually get to that. And just have yet to. So yeah, Division 2. Kind of glad I didn't pick it up.
Division 2, I forgot, came out this year.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Wolfenstein Youngblood, another Epic exclusive. I want to pick it up just because it's Wolfenstein. And
that's fine. You want to support them. The next game on this list, so you have Untitled Goose Game here.
Yeah.
I just have a problem with the internet culture around this game. I call it the Rick and Morty fans of video games.
There's definitely a culture problem with this game. But it was a game that I wanted. Ever since I first saw stuff from this game, I wanted to play it because it just looked hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally it comes out, and I'm like, I'll get around to it. And now it's out on Steam, and it's got Beaker.
God.
And how long until Untitled Goose Game has Rick and/or Morty?
God. Which again, I think it looks like a fun game. I just really have a problem with that internet culture around it of like, and then everyone honking everywhere. I'm like, oh God.
So yeah.
Nice.
Those are the 5 games I wish I played this year.
Other games I feel like need to be brought up in capacity. Obviously we talked about Apex Legends.
Yep.
A game that came out of nowhere and shocked everyone this year.
Yeah.
Pokemon is a bit disappointing, but I feel like it needs to be mentioned because they finally figured out the idea of a lot of things of like what every kid wanted of like Pokemon wander that world, or like it feels like a living place, even though I have problems with the actual game. Borderlands 3 finally appeared, has some mega problems in it, but they've been at least fixing those, and I bet you 6 months from now, I can honestly say probably they'll fix the majority of my problems with that game. Not a compliment, I agree. But I think long term it will be there.
Yeah.
And Rage 2, because no one 2 years ago would have ever bet there'd be a sequel to Rage.
I'd honestly forgotten about Rage until Rage 2 had come out.
Okay. And then finally, AJ, we both blindly wrote down our top 3 films of the year.
I mean, maybe you wrote them down. I definitely did not write them down. Do we want to do... let me pull up our... It's Anchor.fm, right?
Yeah.
Do we want to also review our movie club old movies?
Sorry, what was that?
Do we also want to look at our old movies from Movie Club from 2019?
I can. This would be, yeah.
So let's see. Let's do that first.
Okay. So let's see. So starting back in January,
we had Star Trek.
So Star Trek, a good movie we saw.
Yeah.
I think Star Trek is probably going to be one of the stronger ones actually on this.
What was the new movie for that?
I think we just did an interview.
Did we just see old Star Trek?
Yeah, my notes for that month is just an interview
Okay.
with it. Next we had
Lego Movie 2 and another interview.
Right, because that's what we did was those January and February we just did an interview and a /
Right, because we had a bunch of interviews that we had to get through.
Right,
That's
I just wanted to get to them.
Yeah.
And then for
6.
movie club 6, it's what movie was Fighting with My Family. Right, because I was older at that point.
Yeah.
Which was
okay, so hold on. I'm gonna list these out here.
7 was Agent Cody Banks. Fighting with My Family, Star Trek, and then Agent Cody Banks. That's all we have.
Well, and that's Cody Banks.
And then
1 and 2.
Cody Banks 2. I guarantee you is the next one. 1 and 2. Good job, AJ. Yep, that's the next one. Then we had Men in Black.
The first one?
Just Men in Black. Yeah, because International
first
movie. Then we had Hellboy. I think it was 2018.
Oh, yeah. I saw that on a plane.
Right, because that one is already down in Florida. I remember that much. Then we had Remember the Titans. Then we had Rambo: First Blood. Then we had Dark Knight. Then we had Charlie's Angels. And then we had Clue from 1984. So, looking at this list, AJ, I think the worst 2 movies were Hellboy and Agent Cody Banks 2. I think they immediately are not in the top 3.
Well, I think we can scratch out not only
I think Agent Cody
2,
Banks,
but also 1. Like, if we're being honest, the first Cody Banks was.
That's fine. Yeah, I think there are 3 better films. I'm gonna say it. Agent Cody Banks 1 is probably in the top 5 of this list.
Oh, definitely, but it's not the top 3.
But it's not the top 3. I agree with you. Not Fighting with My Family.
Definitely.
It was kind of disappointing, actually. I don't think Rambo 1 deserves on this. Okay, looking right now, I think this list is between Star Trek, Men in Black, Remember the Titans, and Dark Knight.
Star Trek, Men in Black,
Remember the Titans, Dark Knight. I think is 4 of the top 3. So not Charlie's Angels, not Clue, and not Rambo, unless you disagree on any of that.
No, I think that's a good.
Okay, this one gets hard. I think we scratch Men in Black.
Of the 4, yes, that's the weakest of the 4, at least for me.
It's tough, and it's not like it's a weak film. It's just, right. Which is funny because you think, knowing me, it would be Remember the Titans, but I think Remember the Titans is shockingly good.
It's a very good movie.
But I think the film on here is the obvious one of the greatest films of all time, which is.
Yeah, of the 2, like, if we're being honest, this is a fight between Star Trek and Dark Knight. Like, Star Trek is a fun movie.
And
it will always be a movie I watch.
Films.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, The Dark Knight is one of the greatest films in history, at least modern history.
Yeah.
So, like, that's why Star Trek doesn't compete, because it's The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight is the greatest superhero movie ever.
I've always said I think it has a fight with Logan, but I think Dark Knight wins.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. Like, yes, that's the only fight is between it and Logan. I also don't consider Logan a superhero movie.
But if we did, I think it is an honest fight. Yeah. But I think Dark Knight, just because how long that journey is and how at that point it feels like it could have been. Like, it feels like you're on an adventure with these characters, not like a start to a finish, which I think Logan has more of.
Yeah. Well, Logan is a very good, like, this is the end. Like,
right,
very clearly.
Logan is a good linear story. Dark Knight is we're kind of growing with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so top 3. Do you have yours in order or no?
No.
Okay, I do. So I'm going to do 3 to 1. Do you want to do, like, I say 1, you say 1?
Do you want us to do your 3? Because you have an order, so...
Yeah, so, okay, I'll do my 3 then. My third place film of the year is Joker. I think we both agree that Joker was a shocking experience.
In more ways than
terrifying, but
like,
yeah. We've talked about the cinematography in that film, the way it tells the story, all that. I think 2 is Avengers Endgame, because I think in isolation it might not be, but I think you can't talk about Endgame without the journey you got to get to Endgame.
Yeah.
And I think of the best, even though it's not a true conclusion, of the conclusions this year, including like Star Wars and other films, it is the best of them, and it's going to be forever known as like an insane journey to get to where you get to with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the best film of the year is Knives Out.
Not what I
think it was a thing that is like amazing. The way it tells the story, the way it just does every little piece of it, leading you through that journey of like you question the entire time. You're like, wait, but she's guilty. How do you get there? Like, is this insane thing of all the twists?
Yeah. There we go. Okay, so your top 3: Knives Out, Endgame, and Joker.
Yep, and Mr. AJ.
Hold on, just. Okay. On bold. Just gonna do a bullet point list. I mean, oops. There we go. The thing with, like, 2019 was the year I felt of required viewing, and not in a good way. Like, I felt like I was required to go see Captain Marvel and Endgame and Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like, well, I'm already invested. It was also the year of very bad movies.
Oh, yeah.
Chief among them, probably Hobbs and Shaw. Very bad movie. My top 3, though. Probably pretty obvious. You can guess at least one of the movies on here.
Is Knives Out on? No, is Joker on there?
Joker's on there. Knives Out is not.
Interesting. So Joker's on there.
Yep.
Ford vs. Ferrari's on there.
Nope.
Wow. I don't know the other 2, I don't think.
Don't make sense. How about this? I can see that you're on the dock. How about you change tabs?
Okay. I'm on a different tab now.
And all right, let me fix my spelling real quick.
And I'm gonna run an audible quick, so you know. I have like 15 minutes till I have to get out of here, so
all right,
we're good. Just FYI.
Yeah, I figured we'd be done by then anyway. So, okay, how about you hop back in and see?
Okay. Okay, so John Wick 3, I should have known.
Mm-hmm.
Once Upon a Time
in Hollywood,
it crossed my mind. I feel like if it was Knives Out didn't exist, it probably would have been in the top 3 for me.
Knives Out was a good time. And it was a halfway decent movie.
Once Upon a Time, to me, I feel... I think we talked about this then, too. I feel too purposeless in it. And I think that was my problem with it.
I mean, well, if you want to talk about purpose, then yeah, Knives Out is... Knives Out is purposeful because you are a detective as well. Like,
right, and that's what I think it was. I think I felt more enthralled with it. Well, Once Upon a Time, I know I was going in a slice of a pie of like this life of them, and it's obviously the Once Upon a Time part of it. But I feel like to me, it's always weird to me when you have a film that like the journey they went through didn't matter. And that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
Which is like, because I like Tarantino, but I feel like other journeys of his have mattered more.
Yeah. Well, also, this is the first movie that he's made where it's been, like, kind of realistic. Like, it's a real story.
Yeah.
He's never done a movie like that before where it's been like...
say it, though. Django is probably the next most realistic.
Oh, if we're being... Yeah. I would say, if we're being honest, it's probably the most in terms of, like... If there was a character like that.
Jackie Brown actually isn't as unrealistic as people say it is.
Yeah.
Because it feels believable, and that's what I mean by realistic.
Jackie Brown definitely feels
Jackie Brown happened.
Yeah, as it was shown.
Right, I couldn't believe Pulp Fiction happened. I could believe Jackie Brown happened.
Yeah. And you couldn't believe Django actually happened the way it was shown because...
No, but I could believe like an absurd slave story.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by that, when I say believable in that sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Well, that is the end of the year. Well, it's the beginning of the year, actually, but it was the end of the year for 2019. For film, I think we saw a very mixed bag of films. I think we were probably split pretty half good films, half bad films, and I bet you old films, we were similar, but we kind of leaned it to be a little bit of better films.
I think for old movies, for Movie Club...
The most shocking was Agent Cody Banks 1.
Yes. I forgot how good that was.
Like, truly the most shocking. Oh, by the way, one old film that I saw we missed was The Wrestler. Yeah.
And Blade Runner. Well, Blade Runner was our first one, I was going to say.
Blade Runner was last year. I think Wrestler was 5th calendar year.
Yeah.
Wasn't in the top 3 anyway. Agent Cody Banks 1, I think, is the most shocking in its quality level. And then the drop in Agent Cody Banks 2 has to be stated.
Yeah, that's probably the more shocking bit, is they had a very commendable first movie.
And then I think it needs to be mentioned that I think Hellboy is upsetting because you see the root of where something good could have been. Because I think the first 20 minutes of Hellboy is actually a good film. I think it goes off the rails quickly, but that first 20 minutes, if they could have kept that.
If they could have kept the first 20 minutes of Hellboy, plus the story of him being, a descendant of the Round Table.
Yeah. And the weird conclusion at the end with, wait, was he going evil or not, kind of made no sense.
Yeah. Especially considering this is supposed to be a prequel, and we know he just becomes he's just a dick. Like, he's not necessarily good or bad, he's just a dick.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Now, on the way out, it is time to talk about what will our movie club be for January of 2020. So...
okay, hold on. Let me pull up Coming Soon. There's one on here that I definitely want to see.
Which is?
1917.
To me, it's between 1917 and Doolittle.
There's also Bad Boys for Life.
Ooh.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, if we're looking... Also, I don't see Doolittle on this list. Oh, there it is. My bad. It was just thrown in with... Its poster is so similar in color scheme to Bad Boys that I just scrolled right past it.
Otherwise, do we watch My Spy?
What is...
Which is the Batista kids movie.
What is that? I'm not seeing it.
It's...
Informer, Bad Boys, Doolittle, The Wave, VHYS, The Gentleman, Run, Turning, Last Full Measure, Zombie Child. Are you sure it's not February?
Maybe it's right.
Let's see. I'm just not seeing it.
Okay. Do you want to do 1917? Is that what you're voting?
Yeah, my vote is 1917, with our old movie being Dunkirk.
Of course. Of course.
Well, like if we're gonna see a movie about the First World War,
We need to see a movie about the First World War.
well, Dunkirk is the second. What if we did Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy?
Is that the old movie?
Yeah, from a while ago now.
So Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy is the name of it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the new movie will be 1917. This film released technically on Christmas, so it's a January film, as we all legally understand how Christmas movies work.
Well, it was a very, very limited release on
That's
Christmas.
true. So my whole point is, when is the wide release then?
The 10th.
Okay, sweet. So yeah, so we'll see it. Then we will see how we feel if we will record that weekend or not. So either there will be on the 17th or the 24th, TBD.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sounds fine with me.
And hold on, what is it? Where can I watch? Is that the name of the?
Yeah.
Where can I watch?
.it. Where can I watch .it? Who's the it?
I watched it. Nope.
There was, unless it. Can I watch?
Can I watch?
Stream .it? Can I stream? Like, can I stream .it? Looks like. I put Steam, but I think that's right.
Can I stream that? It's loading.
Yeah, I think the website's gotten worse. Okay.
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy is on everything. For rent, for sure. It might be on HBO.
Okay. I'll figure it out. Well, sounds good. Well, again, adios, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this fun, exciting another year of the SWW show. We are excited to be with you through all of 2020, hopefully. As more stuff happens, we expand all that fun nonsense. Remember, you could catch the show every single Friday at anchor.fm/SWW. You can follow me at Mikey_Maroney. You can follow AJ at that Ohio boy. That's right, AJ? You live in Ohio?
No.
Oh, fuck. That was close.
Huh. Apparently Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy was released on my birthday in 2011.
Look at that. But yeah, we'll catch all of you next time. Say goodbye, AJ.
See you later, everyone.
This podcast was a product of the SWW Show. You can find more at the swwshow.com or facebook.com/the SWW store or twitter.com/SWW. You can find out more about Mike at Mikey_Maroney on Twitter and more about AJ at LoCBor on Twitter. Remember, new episodes come out twice a month, one focusing on the new entertainment news and one focusing on movie club, so new and an old movie. You can find out more again at the swwshow.com. You can find the show on podcast services around the globe.